As we enter into a new week after our gathering on Sunday in domestic church, we are going to use Psalm 95, probably the most used psalm to prime the pump for worship. Of course, just like the Jubilati, it is in that section where the psalmist has grouped together for us an understanding that God is King. And we've been saying that that's easy to say, but is that nowadays just a place of jargon? God is King. And so this morning, as we enter into this new week and this fresh day, the psalmist begins, "Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord, let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song." Of course, this was always in our hymn book, the hymn book of the church, the hymn book of the Old Testament, was always to be corporate. But nevertheless, we can use this very personally. So as our first movement of the day, on whom is our focus? If our focus comes back, which is very easy to do, on ourselves, even on difficulties, certainly not saying they're not real, but if God himself doesn't take first place, then everything else will not find its rightful place. And the Venite means come. It's an invitation, it's a command, and of course in those first two verses, we're invited to come. Who's the one to whom you're coming today? The one who's given you breath, the one who's given you life. Let's sing for joy. There it is again. Delighting in the knowledge that we've been made in his image and likeness, and we have joy in the Lord, which causes us to shout. Oh yeah, we can shout wrongly, but this is a sense of exuberance. It is nothing to do with emotional preference. It is everything to do with who God is. And we also see here, shout aloud. Oh, I'm praising God in my heart. Well, good for you. The encouragement is to let the overflow of what God has done within you out. Don't bottle it up in here. Let it out. It'll be a fantastic thing for God to hear, not because he's insecure, but also for you to hear as you do it. Shout aloud to the rock, the one who's totally reliable. Jesus, our rock. And we might remember another song. He's our rock, our fortress, our deliverer. Again, out of the book of Psalms. In him will I trust, but he's the rock of salvation. Let's come before him with thanksgiving. Again, it's easy to lose thankfulness. So let's remember at the start of this week, the one who causes us to be thankful. Lord, I've got breath this morning. Lord, you've delivered me from my sin. The enemy will not take me out at the end of the day. I am with you because you came to be with me and you made me part of your people. So there's a great tradition. I need your hymn book, Lord. Let's come before him with thanksgiving. Even though much of this is personal, I imagine worshipping with all the saints and angels in heaven today. Extol him with music and song. The word extol. It's enthusiasm. I don't feel like it. Yeah, I understand. What are we enthusiastic for? Self-preservation? Stoically getting through these days so we can get back to some kind of normality? Or is our enthusiasm, which we can express in music and song, for God? I want to turn this round. It's a good job. God is enthusiastic about his Son and us as his sons in Jesus.